You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC-LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Putting on the Ritz. Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes and cutaway coat.
All right. 909 Mornings of Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting live from Conroe Tower Studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. This is Mornings of Lone Star, going all the way till 11 o'clock, and we are broadcasting on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, worldwide at irlonestar.com, and the Lone Star Internet Radio app, and, of course, Facebook Live. Just a heads up to those who are listening and watching on Facebook Live, we'll probably encounter some technical difficulties. We're still working on the internet. We had to move the studio, if you didn't know, last week, and this is our second week in the new studio, but they don't like us broadcasting all the time. Did you know that, Sean?
No.
Yeah.
But we're chock full of
Apparently, we use a lot of data. So for folks who are watching on Facebook Live, just make sure to have a backup. We're going to try to work on our internet stream too, but just a heads up, we're trying to solve that issue. But it's temporary, which is nice. I went to the studio this morning, and the walls are getting put up, and the doors are getting framed.
So the walls were tumbling down. But
so now they're being put up. So
are we going to build this studio on rock and roll?
No, we're going to build it on the backs of our children. No, it's looking good. I'm very excited about Studio B and Studio A. And if you didn't know, we're remodeling the studio. So hopefully by next week, we will be in a brand spanking new studio. So, yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So I'm hanging out with Sean, or Skippy. He's a local actor in a play going on, 12 Angry Men, over there in Tomball at Stageworks.
Stageworks, that's right.
And so if that's still going on.
It's still going on. We're halfway through the run. Two more weekends.
And then what else is going on? I know. Do you know who our guest is today?
Yes, I do. We have Shannon Deitz from Hopeful Hearts Ministries coming in later today.
So that's going to be at 10 o'clock, I believe.
I think so.
And so if you have any questions about that, we'll post more information on the, sometimes working Facebook. But yeah, I saw the And Then There Were None production by the Players Theater Company.
Uh-huh.
And I will say, Dennis and Rick, who are Holly's new fans, new fan of Holly's.
Holly is a fan of theirs.
New
fan of theirs.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because they were really funny, really good, and the whole thing was a lot of fun. And I will say I didn't know who did it.
You did or did not?
I did not.
Okay.
But then I wasn't really actively trying to figure it out. I was just kind of along for the ride. Because I told Holly, I was like, I read this book back when, 8th grade or whatever it was, when we was required reading. And then I blanked. So I was like, I have no idea. I'm just going to sit and enjoy these people act. And someone got shot, but not really shot. Actually, that scared the bejesus out of me. I literally screamed in the theater when the first gunshot happened. I was like, I literally go, oh, dear golly, like that. And Holly looks at me and goes, oh, dear golly. And I was like, well, at least I didn't say like a curse word.
I stopped myself from the dirty
But
word.
it was like all of a sudden a big boom. And I was like, whoa. And
now, was it practical or was it a sound effect?
It was practical.
So someone was off stage with a...
No, it was on stage. You can see the flash.
Okay.
Or maybe it was, but I don't know. Whatever it was loud.
Okay.
And it woke me up because this was probably like at 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting kind of tired because I told Holly, like, we're going in. So we had a big meal at Pacific. And I was like, I'm going to get like really relaxed here. Then I didn't go to bed till like 1 o'clock. And I was like, I just need to have a fake gunshot in the same room as me when I need to stay up and pay attention. Because it was loud. And I think they did it twice, I want to say. So especially the second time we knew it was coming. And you're like,
just shoot him already.
But it was a very enjoyable production. I encourage everybody to check it out if you haven't had time to do it. That's at the Owen Theater with Then There Were None.
Uh-huh.
And it's a murder mystery whodunit. And it makes me never want to go to an island. Because that's one of my favorite things in the storyline where it's like, oh, we're actually stuck on this island. No, there's no way to get off. No. So don't accept random invitations from people you do not know, even though there's a promise of a party. And
right. How convenient that, at the turn of the century, and I'm talking 19th and the 20th centuries, that the writer of the letters to invite everyone to the estate on the island knew that weeks from then there would be a storm raging through to cut off egress,
Yeah.
or else it would be really short play.
Well, I think that's one of those things that as you're watching, the movie? Yeah, you'd be like, oh, I need answers. But watching the play, I didn't really care. I didn't really care that the boat guy never showed up again. And
No, that's not Agatha Christie staple where there's one character who just at the beginning to kind of set the tone, and then usually it's the stage
because that was
manager.
where I was imagining the end scene being. Mm-hmm. Was this guy strolls up and brings all the eggs and stuff, and it's like everyone's dead, and I'm like, what happened here? Right? That's honestly what I
or
thought.
that he's the secret killer. Now, there were 2 film versions of 10 Little Indians, and then there were none. One took place in a Swiss chalet in the Swiss mountains
Okay.
instead of an island.
Makes
and then
sense.
the second one took place, it was in the desert, and it was in the 70s, early 70s, I think, when it came out.
Well, I know they remade it in 2016, 17.
Oh, they did?
The English company did it with a bunch of English, like Sam Neill played the general.
Ooh,
and then
missed that. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, Holly wanted to watch it, and I was like, you know what? I've already seen it. Don't need to see it again.
Well, speaking of Agatha Christie, they did a great film version of Murder on the Orient Express.
I tried to watch that, but the accents were too fake.
Some of them were, but some, it's just how, it's the willing suspension of disbelief. And
Plus,
if you're
I
not willing,
have
you're
a
not
deep
willing.
hatred for Josh Gad, and it's unexplainable.
There you go. Well, it took me a while to even recognize Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't have like a tattoo or something?
Yeah,
That threw you off? Or rings?
He'd kind of bulked himself out. But anyhow, there's Kenneth Branagh plays Hercule Poirot, who's the detective. Well, they're actually gonna release, I guess you could call it a sequel, but the next Poirot story, which is Death on the Nile. So I'm very much looking forward to that because I was impressed with the
I get that
film.
Kenneth actor needs some work, so that's why they're doing
Oh,
it.
he's doing just fine. He does a lot of stuff on
the stage, I imagine.
stage.
So,
Yeah, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. We had a good weekend with 12 Angry Men. Because what we do with ours, it's at the end of the show, the audience stays there, and we have an expert come sit on a panel, and selected actors sit out there with the moderator and the expert on the stage and talk about their experiences. I get to talk about my recent experience as a juror, and the panel expert will give their impressions. We've had candidates for judge. We've had judges. We have lawyers. Yesterday we had a philosophy professor who talked about not the legal ramifications of a court case, but the philosophical ones. It was pretty interesting. And the audience gets a little extra bang for their buck on that.
okay.
Yeah.
Dennis wanted to update Real Gun with blanks.
Okay. Yeah, I won't become watch. I was actually shot.
Yeah?
Yeah, twice. You're supposed to use a starter's pistol.
Okay.
Or a plugged barrel. When you said you saw the flash, that really concerned me because the barrel's supposed to be plugged. Because I got 2 words for you.
Well, if it was a revolver.
Brandon Lee.
Well, I know if it was a revolver, couldn't it flash from the turning part? The turning part. That's
The cylinder.
We can tell that I own a weapon with that kind of
The
talk.
turning part, the cylinder. Yeah, well, I hope the barrel was plugged because that's the thing.
I know Joey's an officer, right? The
Yeah,
director.
I'm presuming
So,
they're all safety features are taken into it. I myself personally,
it's one of those.
I was in
All
a-
right, I get it.
I was
We
in
get
a
it.
play.
All right, you need to show up with a list of things you will not do, and will do.
Well, I
for
will
Lawrence
not be on the
Lone Star.
receiving end. Well, I've been shot at for real, but I've also been shot at.
You got shot out for real?
Yeah, old job, many moons
Were
ago.
you like a process server or something?
No, I was a corporate investigator.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Were you like crawling around in duck spaces? And
I
stuff?
know, in reality, air duct spaces they're incredibly filthy and they don't fit people.
Well, yeah. 'cause
You just
duck.
fall right through them. But no, there were moments.
I bet we
in
could
that
fit
whole-
Holly in one. Grease
Now,
her-
Holly,
we
yeah,
could
Holly
grease
was
her up
made to
and just throw her in and be like,
slide her through
"We
a
need the info."
little slip and slide for Holly. No, on stage there was a stage manager who decided not to follow safety protocols and loaded a gun with blanks, and I was shot at from about 3 feet away, and the wadding caught me in the chest and the head, and no one knew that the gun had been replaced, not even the person shooting me, and that was yeah.
It's kind of
Uncool.
strange that people replace things and not tell anybody.
Yeah, it was. Well,
You think you would leave a sticky note Like,
new gun.
Not the same gun.
New gun.
Buds. How did they not know it was a different gun in their hand?
No, we were final dress rehearsal, and so Molly, the gal who's supposed to shoot me, brings it out, and she's looking at it weird, but, we were in the middle of the scene, and shoots me, and the wadding catches my shirt and starts smoldering, and then she freaks out and shoots again, and it catches me on the forehead, and I have a little divot in my forehead
Dangers of acting, man.
Yeah.
Well, we got to take our first break in the morning show. Don't forget, we do have a guest coming in. We're really excited about them. We're going to have Hopeful Hearts Ministries. They're going to be coming in. They are community service for domestic abuse and rape survivors. So we're going to learn about that and then about how they help the community. That's going to be on later today. So make sure to stay tuned. We're really looking forward to having Shannon in. And then outside of that, we'll return with more stories and things of the weekend. I know it's Halloween weekend still. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I know I did. And
Shannon's due here at 9:30, not 10.
Okay,
so,
good.
Yeah,
So she's probably literally waiting outside.
You never know. Let's find out.
You're listening to Mornings Lone Star, irlonestar.com, folks. We are brought to you by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, Conroe Coffee, and, of course, Jay Stillberg for a county judge, which is also a reminder, early voting goes all the way, I believe, till, the 20, what is it?
Blah, 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 blah. When is it? I think it's almost over.
It should be the Friday, right?
Yeah, the 2nd.
Yeah.
November 2nd.
So there you go. Is that Friday? Am I right?
Yes.
All right, good. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio here at irlonestar.com. We'll be right back.
Let's walk with sticks or umbrellas.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
My name is Jay Stillberg. I'm an Iraq War veteran, Naval Academy graduate, certified project management professional, and I'm running for county judge in Montgomery County. We should have a budget and a strategic plan that reflect the priorities in our county: public safety, flood mitigation, mobility and infrastructure. I will build trust in our county government through transparency and accountability, representing every resident in Montgomery County. I'm Jay Stillberg, and I'm ready to work for you.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Fits,
Your mic is hot.
putting on the Ritz. Dress up like a
All right. Welcome back, Mornings Lone Star. Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and worldwide irlonestar.com. We got Shannon coming in talking about Hopeful Hearts Ministries very soon, so stick around for that. I hope you guys are enjoying your morning so far. It is Monday the 29th, and Halloween is upon us on Wednesday. And also early voting. People need to check out their local polling locations because you can pretty much vote at any open location. Just check out mctx.org/elections. I think there's a lot of motivations, reason to get out and vote, and go exercise that this week for early voting. And then, of course, on November 6th, the voting day, it will restrict you where you can vote depending on where you live. So make sure to figure that out at one point.
Right, and don't forget that even though the polls may close at 7 p.m., if you're in line by 7 p.m., polls stay open until you cast your vote.
This isn't your fancy Woodlands restaurant.
That's right. But I got some great statistics about early voting. So Montgomery County early voting from the last midterms in 2014, there has been a 275% increase in voters.
Hold
Almost
on, say that again. So early voting 2017.
14. Last
14.
midterms.
Last midterm. Okay.
Midterms don't typically bring people out. You've already voted for the president. You know, traditionally very low. 45,376 people have voted. That's almost 5,000 a day for early voting so far. I took my mom early voting the other day. We were in line for a bit. Fortunately, it was very, very smooth process. I got to say, whoever the election captain was at the South Library branch location in the Woodlands.
They probably work at the local butchery. They're used to herding that cattle.
That could be. They had to go. You go there. You go there.
Come on now.
It was wonderful. We had some candidates to talk to me, talk to my mom. In fact, we even held up the line for a bit, and people were like, and I turned around and was like, listen, no one's getting in front of us, and you know, you're going to vote in the same amount of time because there were like still 100 people in front of us. We just stopped because all these. Once one candidate realized that I wanted to talk to them and get information, we had more coming in. We had some of the candidates who've been on the air with us: Matt Beasley, Lorena Perez,
wonderful. Aren't you a
Melanie
celebrity?
Bush. Well, yeah, but I wanted them to talk to my mom too, so she could make her opinions known. And it was very, very interesting. Got in to vote. I had a couple of moral quandaries. I had to.
Moral quandary.
Yeah, I had to think about who I wanted to vote for. Because I don't believe in straight ticket voting personally.
Well, no one does anymore after this year.
This is the last time. Now, I know people are going, oh, there's problems. And there have been some, Harris County particularly, there have been some straight ticket voting issues where all I'll say is look at the end, it'll recap everyone you voted for. Just have a look. It's not a conspiracy on the other side. It's a glitch that sometimes it'll reverse a vote, and you just have a look. It's nothing radical, and both sides have been affected equally, so it kind of cancels out.
Well, it's always going to, I mean, if there's one story, that means it's happening everywhere. Duh.
Oh, yeah, no, it's happened, but
No, it's
not
happening
like-
everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. It's
yeah.
like, what was that Robin Williams movie, Man of the Year, Man of the
Yeah.
Century, where there's a glitch that elects basically Jon Stewart president. Yeah, that was a good movie. It was funny until they turned into some kind of spy thriller, and then it kind of lost me.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you voted yet?
No, I plan on voting this week.
Okay. Do understand with the record turnout, and I mean, people have been standing in line for hours, so there's a record turnout. I know that voting day you're going to be in line for hours potentially. So do be aware of that. If you can really vote, here's the thing: if there's going to be any nasty surprises, they probably would have happened by now.
Yeah.
Any what they call an October surprise, and today's October 29th. You know. Maybe Halloween. I don't know if they'll let you dress up. Do know that you can't wear anything that promotes a candidate or a cause. So if you have a MAGA hat or if you have a Beto t-shirt, you're going to have to turn the t-shirt
You really
inside
can't wear a
out.
MAGA hat? He's not running for anything.
Doesn't matter.
Really? You can't have any type of...
Doesn't matter.
So
It
you couldn't
promotes the
wear...
party.
You couldn't do Clinton Gore like 94 or whatever. You're like...
Now, that's a question. I'd like to get a legal...
Because some people still have
Legal
those,
opinion on that?
have those things.
Yeah, I remember, don't blame me, I voted for McGovern. And you got to really dig back to... That was Nixon McGovern back in the 70s.
Well, that's one thing I love about movies where they try to throw that in there to give you a kind of an idea of time. And most of the time they pick someone that like, no one knows like what the heck you're talking about. So you're like, who? What year is this?
What was that?
It's old. That's what year it is.
But yeah, so you can't do that. You'll have to put your cell. They want you to turn your cell phone off, but just put it on silent. You can't help someone out, meaning if you have your like your elderly mom, and we did this with my dad last time. I couldn't help him in the booth, but they have volunteers there that'll sit you down and talk you.
So how do we
through
get to these
everything.
volunteers?
Oh, they're everywhere. All you got
how
to
do
do is
we convert them?
how do we convert them? Say, hey, who do I want to vote for? Actually, they'd be trying to convert you. Here, let me vote for you. But no, very smooth process. I'm liking this process. I'm liking this midterm election.
Okay.
So get out and vote.
Yeah, vote mctx.org/election, and I know a lot of people are doing that, which is great. So more people involved, the better. We can't complain about the result, right?
Well, here's the thing. People that say, oh, if you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain. Sure you do. You don't have to. A doesn't equal B. If you didn't vote and you're complaining, I'll listen, but I'll point out, didn't you exercise it? Because at that point, you get in the conversation of popular vote versus electoral college. Well, I did vote, but it doesn't matter because Texas will stay red, whatever. it's always great to just have a conversation with voting. And I had a ball voting, and I know you will too. So be one of the 45,306 people thus far who have voted in early voting. Get out there and vote.
Yeah.
Or else.
Well, in other news, did you see all the Pittsburgh shooting and things like that?
I did.
Yeah, what's interesting was Holly was involved with the, I guess, I don't know how to say it. She converted to Judaism.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about how that was when she was going through it, that was the most surreal thing because there's armed guards everywhere. And this is in Houston. And she's like, I just never seen that before, but everywhere, especially during the holidays, it'd be ramped up. And I was like, well, that's kind of different, but it's kind of sad to hear about what happened there. And especially, I don't know if you saw any of the social media followings of this guy. It's kind of the first pictures that go up. It's pretty incredible that some people like that are still believing in a lot of that stuff.
It truly is.
Talk about conspiracy theorists.
Right. And speaking of conspiracy theorists, we had two incidents. We had the idiot bomber, who, the worst bomber known in the history of mankind, 12 bombs and can't get one to go off. And then the shooter, who is, what was his name? Robert Bowers is his name. And usually I don't give the name of a bad guy, but this one just is so bad I want the world to know who he is, allegedly. But he's pretty much caught red-handed. The thing that kind of disheartened me during the original The Bomber, and this is on both sides, Republicans tended to really want it to be a Democrat making the bombs look like it came from them. And I myself had questions. I was keeping an open mind, but it was like, okay, postage wouldn't get this thing delivered. Why aren't there postmarks? I said, I think I even did this on the air saying, I want these questions answered. I didn't want it to be a Democrat, but I just wanted questions answered. When it came out, and if you notice, once again, the media was largely silent. Social media was largely silent on it until they found out that this guy was a Trump supporter. And then all of a sudden, he's the MAGA bomber, And there were some friends that I had to stop following for a while because I got into a conversation with one where she's like, yeah, this is Trump. Trump radicalized this person. And I pointed out, well, no, he actually...
Sounds like he's been radicalized for a while now.
Well, quite a while. His first bomb arrest was in 2002. His first arrest was in 1991. So I'm pointing this out, going, stop making this about to fit the thing. Yeah. This is a bad guy who's off. She's like, well, no, it was Trump that threw him over the edge. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. I tried pointing it out that you're happy. I'm happy that a bomber's off the streets. You're only happy that it's a Republican. And because I had a lot of people just wail on me. People had never heard of it before. Yeah. Oh, you're this and that. And I was like, I no more. Now let's go flash forward a couple of days to Robert Bowers, who's this shooter who actually killed people and is a total jackwad and, just con scum, hates Trump. He's not if he'd been a Trump supporter, oh my God, we'd be hearing it. But because he's a Trump hater, it's a non-issue to the media. And that just bugs the heck out of me, Dick.
Well, I think that they do. They definitely have a procedure where they go, hey, full steam ahead. This is what we're doing. But then again, it's just like that's how they make money. So I don't see how anyone's really surprised.
But it gets old fast. I and every conservative that I know is happy that the bomber got caught and no one got blown up.
Yeah.
Truly, we are. We don't care Republican or Democrat. And the fact that he's a Republican or Trump supporter, it doesn't matter to us. We'd be no less happy. And we're happy that the Pennsylvania shooter, the synagogue shooter, I'm sad he's still alive, to be honest, but he'll get the American judicial system up close and in person.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm glad he got caught, and my heart goes out for the 11 people killed in that. It sucks. And it goes beyond politics. These things go beyond politics. Politics shouldn't get to the point of bombing.
I'm curious to see what the rhetoric will be after the election. Because I feel like there's always... come on in. Our guest just arrived.
Yay.
So there always seems to be kind of like a down period for a little bit, and then it'll go back, especially how polarizing the current political climate is.
Yeah, it's called the honeymoon,
and
and that's exactly what it is. The party that wins or the party that tends to win will get a few days of being able to say we won, but then immediately within 7 days, 7 news cycles.
because now I'm seeing stuff about Brazil, and I'm like, man, why am I seeing stuff about Brazil? But apparently there's something big happened over there. But you want to get ready for our guest?
Yeah, absolutely. And just to let you know, in 12 seconds or less, Brazil's gone through a radical political shift, and the conservative's been voted president there in a traditionally non-conservative country.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how it turns out.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got Shannon going to be joining us with Hopeful Hearts Ministries. We're going to get her set up, so we're going to break. We are sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, Bean Punk Coffee, a.k.a. Conroe Coffee, and Jay Stittelberg for County Judge. We'll be back.
Trying hard to look like Gary Cooper.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
My name is Jay Stittelberg. I'm an Iraq War veteran, Naval Academy graduate, certified project management professional, and I'm running for county judge in Montgomery County. We should have a budget and a strategic plan that reflect the priorities in our county: public safety, flood mitigation, mobility and infrastructure. I will build trust in our county government through transparency and accountability, representing every resident in Montgomery County. I'm Jay Stittelberg, and I'm ready to work for you.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Welcome back, Mornings with Lone Star with Dick and Skippy, 9:39 on the dot on the eve of Halloween Eve. I'm 3 days out. I had to think about that one real quick. So we're on the eve of the eve of All Hallows Eve. Hey, check it out. There's still fog outside. 63 degrees, going to go up to 84
Yeah, it was very eerie
degrees.
this
That was
morning.
weird. Well, driving up from the Woodlands, heading southbound, there was a crunch scenario going on, and so huge traffic going southbound on 45. I'm sure they got it clear by now, but do be cautious out there. Fog's supposed to go away probably within the next half hour or so. Gonna get up to mid-80s today. Whoa, today, tomorrow, and then back into the 70s. Only a 1% chance of rain. They tell me 0%, but we don't believe in going all or nothing. So we're gonna hedge our bets and say 1%. Sunset tonight, 6:35 p.m. And I think coming up, I think it's this Sunday, this or next Sunday. It'll be the end of daylight saving time, saving singular.
Cool.
There you go. So anyhow, we have Ms. Shannon Deitz in the studio. Shannon is the founder of Helpful Hearts Ministry. Welcome, Shannon.
Thank you.
Good to have you in the studio with
I'm
us.
glad to be here.
Wonderful. So first off, we got to ask, what the heck is Helpful Hearts Ministry?
We are a 501c3 nonprofit. We aid in the long-term recovery of survivors of abuse. So we work with both women and men that are, later on in life in their 40s, 50s, 60s that have never dealt with whatever abuse that they suffered in their past.
Have you noticed a change? Because I know for decades there's always the stigma, just say nothing. It'd be
Right.
it'd be a movie of the week kind of thing, but
Right.
it always happened to the other person. But now I think the last year in particular, last year or so with Weinstein and everything else
Right.
is coming out. It's kind of coming out of the shadows, as it were.
Well, definitely. I mean, the hashtag #MeToo helped our ministry just because I'd already been doing this for 8 years and people couldn't understand, well, why hasn't anybody talked about this? Or why are they just now getting help for something that happened to them, 20 years ago? And I think it helped to understand that the shame and the guilt kept people from talking and kept people from really working through it. And I think, I'm in my 40s, so my generation and definitely my parents' generation, you were just told, don't talk about it. We don't want to work. We don't want to deal with it. And so it definitely helped bring a light to the importance of what our ministry is, and that healing is very important no matter what age you are or how far removed you are from the actual abuse.
So what does Helpful Hearts literally do? Do they offer a safe haven, counseling services, blankets?
We're mainly we're mainly peer support.
Okay.
And then we offer empowerment programs. And so within our own facility in Kingwood, we do in the Houston, service the greater Houston area. We do healing yoga, Just Breathe, which is open to the public, and that's a course where we focus on breathing techniques to overcome anxiety, triggers, stress, just different things to help give you tools in your toolbox to be able to move forward and to heal. But the biggest thing is the peer support. And I work with, we have a Spanish ministry too, and so myself and then our Spanish peer support, we work with people one-on-one in person, or I can work with people by phone, Skype, that kind of thing. So we work with people all
great.
over the United States, actually.
Dick has an ongoing plan to buy a whole bunch of those old Segways, the
Right.
scooters, and put an iPads on them. So you may want to think of for bigger outreach.
Right, okay.
Now, obviously, with a lot of nonprofits that deal with certain causes, I think their goal is to be put out of business.
Right.
A lot of people say, I'm dealing with homelessness, and I'd love to not, for it
Oh,
to be
my
gone.
gosh,
So
absolutely.
with that in mind, knowing that, I'm sure you would love to not, for Healing Hearts to just fold for lack of business.
Exactly.
Has there been a growth? Is it unfortunately a growth industry?
I mean, it's funny that you say that, because I often say, we are so, I hate to say that, but busy. More and more people are calling in, more and more people. People say, how do you advertise? I said, mainly it's by word of mouth, or they just find me, on our website or Facebook. But we're almost too busy, and it's sad. It's a catch-22. You don't want necessarily to be this busy in regards to what we're dealing with. That's another thing. We have an outreach program called I Have a Voice, and we do these videos of different survivors, men and women, talking about various abuses, mental, physical, sexual, emotional, spiritual abuse, and just talking about their healing journey. And that reaches other people, and they say, oh, I'm not alone, and I can talk about this. But one thing we would like to do is the more that people can talk, hopefully the generations coming forward, and I think this is starting to happen, they're more empowered to have that voice and to say, you can't do this to me, or I won't accept that, or to have their boundaries so that abuse can't continue, it won't perpetuate.
And where are you based, and how far does your reach go?
We're based out of Kingwood. A one-on-one is kind of the Houston area, but we're a national, we're almost international, well, really international. I've worked with people in England, Germany, Africa, Poland. I work with them by Skype. So
Wow.
Technology really has changed the way people can, recover.
Right.
Yeah, and
certain
I've noticed, like on Facebook the other day, I saw there was almost a text-to-therapist thing, and I'm sure battle lines are split down the middle on that. People are going, well, that's just kind of popcorn
Yeah.
therapy. But on the other hand, it gives someone an outlet,
Right.
because who's not woken up in the middle of the night saying, I need to talk to someone, I got to text someone.
Right. And I have a lot of people, that I work with, and they're free to then text me. Because sometimes in that moment, if you're having kind of an anxiety attack, or you had a nightmare, or something came to you, you just need that reassurance that I'm not alone, or that I'm not going crazy, or this isn't, and all. It's just a simple, you're going to be fine. Remember how strong you are. Just that empowerment and that positivity.
I think on any kind of healing journey, just conveying that whoever is suffering is not alone.
Right,
I think that's a
exactly.
huge thing.
Right. And that's why peer support is so important. We definitely want to make sure people get the good, true therapy and go to whoever they need to go to. But we coincide, alongside other conventional therapies. But peer support, I'm a survivor of incest and date rape. And they know that I have walked in their shoes. They know that I know how hard it is, that it hurts, that it's not easy. But then they also see that you can come on the other side of it and not just survive, but thrive.
Very good point. Peer counseling, peer-to-peer. There's another nonprofit that we love called Emergency Chaplain Group, and they provide peer-to-peer counseling for first responders.
Right.
And all their chaplains, all their counselors have to have worn the badge at some point.
Right.
Because it's easy to say, well, I must know what you feel like, as opposed to, I know what you feel like.
Exactly. I know the journey that you're going through, and it's difficult. It's hard.
Do you have any events coming up? Because obviously we want to spread the word about this.
Right, we do. Actually, Thursday night, we have an event called Trauma Brain. And we have a therapist who specializes in trauma coming in. And it's more like an answer, a question answer session where you can ask about any kind of trauma. It doesn't even have to be sexual abuse or physical abuse. It could be that you've gone through the flood, or you've had a traumatic car accident, or something major, loss of a child, or and it focuses on the physiological aspect of why we might react or respond then later on to different circumstances in life because of what we have suffered. And people that, if you can't come, and if you're not in the Houston area and you can't come to our facilities in Kingwood, we are going to air it via a conference call, a video
Really?
conference call.
Again, a great use of technology.
Right, exactly. So they can dial in and either go by video or by, just audio. But if they want to do that, they can email me at hopefulhearts333@gmail.com and to get set up for that.
So that's hopeful hearts, plural, 333@gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
Now, people wanted to find out, is there a Facebook page or a website that people could go to find
We
out
do.
more?
Our Facebook page is Hopeful Hearts Ministry.
That's
and-
plural heart, singular ministry.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. And then I have a website, hopefulheartsministry.com.
.com, okay?
Yes.
So if you go to
Well-
.org, may not be her, so.
Yeah, or just Google Hopeful Hearts Ministry or Shannon Deitz, and you'll find it. It'll be the first thing that pops up. So,
Okay. Well, one thing I got a question for, like, it's faith-based. So for those who say that aren't faith-based.
correct. We work with anybody.
Anybody.
Right. It's just they need to know that I am a Christian, and so that is what helped me. But I work with anybody. I have many people that come in that were never brought up in any type of faith or religion, or they don't even have to be Christian. Of course, I work with anybody of any denomination, of any faith base, whatever. It doesn't matter. I have a young man right now I'm working with, he was in human trafficking when he was younger, and so it's just he respects what I have, but I don't push that on anybody. It's just walking through that experience with them.
Because
so.
the experience is, abuse has no denomination.
Right, right.
And so I think it's the sharing of the incidents itself
Right.
that helps bring people together. Mm-hmm. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
So we want to let people know Hopeful Hearts Ministry. That's more than one heart, but only one ministry. They do have an event on Thursday at their Kingwood facility. But if you can't make it, there's going to be Skype available. A
Right.
great use of technology here.
And it's 7 p.m. Thursday night. I
It's
failed to
7
say
p.m.
that.
Central Daylight Time.
Yes.
All right. Well, Shannon, thank you so much for coming in and letting us know
Thank
about this.
you.
So the website one more time.
HopefulHeartsMinistry.com.
Hopeful Hearts. I did add it on our Facebook page, our Facebook feed.
Okay,
I
good.
linked it for everybody so they can check it all out
Oh,
and
good.
good stuff like that.
Thank you.
Shannon, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate your strength, and we appreciate you putting this together to help others going through it.
Thank you for the time. I do appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
All right.
It is 9:50 on the dot here in the studios. We're going to go grab another break, but we're going to be back and talk all kinds of mayhem and hijinks. Stay tuned.
Blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz. Different.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
My name is Jay Stittleberg. I'm an Iraq War veteran, Naval Academy graduate, certified project management professional, and I'm running for county judge in Montgomery County. We should have a budget and a strategic plan that reflect the priorities in our county: public safety, flood mitigation, mobility and infrastructure. I will build trust in our county government through transparency and accountability, representing every resident in Montgomery County. I'm Jay Stittleberg, and I'm ready to work for you.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Come, let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks or umbrellas in their midst. Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz.
All right, welcome back. Mornings Lone Star, irlonestar.com. Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and of course, on Facebook Live, Mornings Lone Star. We are hanging out in the Conroe Tower studio. Special thanks to our guests who was just in. Don't forget Hopeful Hearts Ministry. And Sean, they have an event. Is it this Thursday?
Yeah, this Thursday evening at 7 p.m. If you go to hopefulheartsministry.com or just look them up on Facebook, you'll find out more. Or look up Shannon Deitz. That's Hannon Deitz. A wonderful lady in the studio. If you missed that interview, you definitely want to play it again. It's just that, that tightrope we have to walk sometimes. What an amazing story, especially her history. Those of you who listened before know that I typically do how did you come up with this idea? Did you wake up one Tuesday morning? And obviously, Shannon talking, who had the courage, just the flat out courage to say on the air, I'm an incest survivor. I'm a date rape survivor. I mean, that's just, at that point, it's like, well, I know how you formed your organization, and of course. And, she and I talked off the air because I have a former spouse who herself was an incest survivor, and I know the different routes it can take and the effects it can have on someone to their, obviously, their detriment. So Dick and I are definitely Team Hopeful Hearts Ministry here. Definitely check them out. And if you have gone through any kind of a trauma, or you know someone who has, hey, slip them the URL. Let them know. I think it's a great idea, and I'd like for them to go out of business, as I said earlier, from lack of clients. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. They are not 501c3, so I know they could use your donations.
Are there other types of nonprofits that are like 501(c)(3) or something?
Oh yeah, 501c4. Yeah, there are various kinds.
Okay. What's the difference?
It all gets down to the tax deductibility of what you can donate.
Oh, how much you can donate.
Okay. Or what service they provide. 501c3 must provide some kind of a service.
Okay. So you know all about that.
I am the head of a 501c3.
So cool. Yeah. All right. So let's transition a little bit. It's 9:57. Okay. If you're on Facebook, let us know anything that we're messing up or how the stream's going. I did just get a message from IT that they were working on allowing us to do a little bit more with our Facebook feed. So hopefully, I have no idea how it's going. It says green the whole time. So hopefully it's going okay.
Cool. Does it mean like we'll be able to post emojis or something?
No, it's more of just what we're allowed to send out, how much data.
Gotcha. Because we send out twice the data that most anyone else, because that's how good we are.
That's how good we are.
We will fill each broadcast with trivia, news, thought-provoking discussion. Thought-provoking, that was wrong. Skippy. But
So,
you know what I'm talking about.
Halloween's coming up,
Halloween's coming up.
and it's on a Wednesday, and most all the events happened last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you predict Halloween being a full Halloween day? Do you think a lot of people are going to go out?
Well, I think like during daytime, a lot of businesses will have their Halloween stuff. I have a friend. I'm so jealous because he came up with the ultimate workplace Halloween costume.
Okay.
He was an executive producer for a local news network or a local network. And so what he did, he showed up that morning normally, and then he left for a little bit, like go to the bathroom, and he came back and he had like a bite on his neck. He's like, yeah, man, something just bit me. I ran away, but he was growling and stuff. And then throughout the day, he'd excuse himself and get more zombie-fied. Like I'm dying, and then at the end of the day, he came out in full zombie makeup because he'd been turned. And I thought it was brilliant. I'm really jealous that he thought of that before I did.
Well, I think it's funny that the day of the 31st isn't as celebrated as it used to be.
Well, because it is All Hallows Eve, and that's where Halloween comes from, Hallows evening.
Well, I meant more of just like the events and people doing things because people, it's almost like they see it as an inconvenience unless you make it convenient. The convenient thing is to go on Saturday to the local area.
Yeah, Halloween, All Hallows Eve is a date-specific holiday.
For the withers.
Halloween should be a weekend thing for that very purpose. Get kids out. They may even change that one day. Who knows?
Well, I mean, Chris of the Ticket Sub is like strongly against that kind of behavior. He's a huge Halloween Eve guy. Like he even saw, we asked, hey, what are you doing? He's setting up pumpkins, and he has a little fire thing with all these pumpkins in his yard, and he really gets into it. But he does it just on the 31st.
Great idea. I myself will be playing Dumbledore this Halloween. I've been hired by a company that provides characters for a party that's happening on Halloween. So I'm leaving the broadcast today to go get my Dumbledore costume and go get it altered. So that'll be fun. Ordinarily, my Halloween costume is just my normal clothes with the backstory.
Okay.
Like one year I was Tim Conway stunt double. Stuff like that. That could be anybody.
Well, Dennis is letting us know if you want to do something in the Conroe area out there at Martin's Hall in downtown Conroe from 7 to 11, Folk Family Revival will be playing, and you wear your costume, and tickets are $15 at the door. That's on Wednesday for Halloween.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I think it's more of just seeing all the emails and everyone trying to promote their Halloween. It's never on the 31st. Like, I think, like out of every 10 things we get, one of them might be on Halloween. And
right,
Holly,
it's all the build up to it.
And Holly even asked me, she's like, should we even get candy and stuff?
I told Mrs. Skippy, same thing. She bought a big bowl, and I'm like, we're not going to get any trick-or-treaters in our neighborhood, but I suggested she go to my mom's house.
Yeah.
With, they can sit out front and smoke and drink sherry and pass out candy to kids.
Well, I mean, I think that's something that I miss, and you just don't know as a parent, because I would say I'm closer to my parents' age than when I was a kid, saying like, doing Halloween things. Man, something's really going on.
That is just a test, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the missiles aren't flying, are they?
Well, I actually learned, basically every time this goes off, it doesn't mean it's going off on the FM. What it's doing is the state and the national and the government send test signals on a calculated thing just to make sure it's receiving a signal.
Got you. Well, listeners wondering who we're talking about, if you can't hear in the background, the emergency broadcast alert is blaring away behind us.
Yeah, well, that's the way it is. We'll make everyone safe. But no, I think we were fortunate enough to be in a neighborhood where people got together and did things for Halloween. Mm-hmm. But, after we moved from that neighborhood, we never really had.
It's very hit or miss. Some neighborhoods are very popular for it. My particular village in the Woodlands, we got ravaged by floods so bad that we're still rebuilding. We have probably 2 or 3 houses on my street that have something, the witch who smashed into the tree, or the graveyard, or the headstones in the front yard kind of thing. But I think a lot of porch lights will be out in my neighborhood, but nearby there will be other ones.
Yeah. Interesting. Because that was probably the most fun I've had as a kid. Considering.
Oh, I agree. I wish my grandkids lived closer, because I always loved taking my kids out trick-or-treating. And I remember the last year of my son, he was about 13, 14. My daughter is 16, so now I know she's too old and too cool to have dad take her trick-or-treating. She's dressing
Plus,
up.
she can go buy candy if she really wants candy.
Right. But she's dressing up as female Doctor Strange
Okay.
this year. I think that's awesome. She does have a little crush on Doctor Strange. I'm going to send a strongly worded letter to Benedict Cumberbatch for him to keep away from my daughter.
Hold on, how does that, why is she dressing up if she's not trick-or-treating?
Oh, she's trick-or-treating, just not trick-or-treating with dad.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's one of those things. Another thing's happening. The House of Fear being put on by the Conroe Professional Firefighters
Yes.
Foundation, happening on Halloween, Wednesday, 6 to midnight, and that's at 1111 League Line Road. So I think it'd be awesome. Now, that's at the outlet center,
Yeah,
right?
it's right. I've actually seen it.
Is it cool?
So yeah, I mean they put a lot of work into it. So
I
hopefully
wanna
something-
go.
Hopefully it's something they do every year. I think the fire department's trying to do something more involved with the holiday, like specific holidays, and the more and more they do, the more important I think they come to the community. Besides saving our lives in a fire.
Well, my Dumbledore gig is like 5 to 10 p.m. So I'm going to try and race up from there to get to the haunted, the House of Fear, because it sounds like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you know of any other Halloween shenanigans, let us know. We'll post it on our page and talk about it if we can. And thanks, listener Dennis, for pointing out the live music.
At Martin Hall.
Martin Hall, absolutely.
Well, cool. Let's take a break.
Okay.
You're
We'll come
listening to
back, got some local headlines and some
Yeah.
national stuff.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio Mornings with Lone Star. We will be right back as soon as we hear a message from Conroe Coffee, soon to be Beanpunk. And then, of course, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning and Jay Stittleberg for County Judge. Get out and vote, folks. Early voting's going on. Just check out mctx.org/election. We will be right back.
Dress up like $1 million trooper, trying hard to look like Gary Cooper. Come, let's mix
You
the
are
rock-
listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe, and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning. Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule, with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Lone Star Boxer Rescue is a nonprofit organization serving Montgomery County and surrounding areas, dedicated to the health and well-being of the boxer breed. Lone Star Boxer Rescue is run and managed 100% by volunteers since 1999. Our main objective is to rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome boxers that come to us from many sources, including local animal shelters, owner surrenders, and strays. For more information about Lone Star Boxer Rescue, visit our website at lsbr.org.
Remember to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on your computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
For those of you who like your partners, your gumbo, and your music salty, well, we're here to help with the music. Julian Shea here, host of Lone Star Country Nights Thursday, your weekly dose of roots and Americana and all the music that makes this part of the country special. We stir in Western swing, honky-tonk, Zydeco, Texas blues, outlaw country, and put a pinch of red dirt, and then we smoke it over a slow fire. Then listen to the results Thursday nights on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Hey guys, this is Connor.
This is Dick.
This is Chris. And we're with the Ticket Stub Podcast every Thursday live at noon on 104.5 and 106.1 FM in the Conroe area. Also, anytime at irlonestar.com. You go to irlonestar.com/TTS. You can find all of our social media.
And don't forget, we give away 2 tickets to the Grand Theater on every show.
If you like movies and you like complaining or celebrating anything that has to do with the silver screen, check out the Ticket Stub Podcast and join us every Thursday at noon o'clock on Lone Star Community Radio.
Putting on the Ritz.
Welcome back. Morning's Lone Star, Dick and Skippy, 10:08 on the dot in the Lone Star Emergency Backup Studios. We are, I know listener Clint, a.k.a. the Reverend. He was hoping we'd have a new studio all lined up. Not yet, my friend. Not yet. Good things come to those who wait.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
But we are broadcasting live on Facebook Live. So check out Mornings Lone Star, Lone Star Community Radio. Yeah, we were doing all that. It's good to be back and smooth sailing, hopefully, this week. We pretty much all of our shows are back on track. We're just going to finish up this studio, the new one, and then see how that goes from there. But, yeah.
Looking forward to it. So, Dick, we were talking about Halloween before the break, and
Okay.
a thought that hit me earlier because, it's been going around. You have, they had a slutty Handmaid's Tale costume that got pulled from the store. You know that TV show,
What?
The Handmaid's Tale?
I didn't realize that was a movie.
That was a TV series.
No, there's a movie back in the 80s. With
Sigourney Weaver, I think.
No, it was with Liam Neeson's late wife.
Oh, Natasha Richardson.
Yeah, she was in it, and it had a bunch of other famous people, and I was
right.
really surprised to see that.
Yeah, it's nothing new, but they had a slutty version of it. Well, it got pulled, and the company's like, "Oh, we're so sorry, we didn't mean to offend." And you got people saying, "Oh, you can't dress up as an Indian, or pirates are offensive to one-eyed people, and you can't be a hunchback because that's offensive." Or it's cultural appropriation. That's a lot of things.
Isn't the whole idea of the handmaid's get up is supposed to be oppression?
Right.
So if you make it
comment, if you make a social commentary on it,
if you make
and
it
you're
scandalous,
oppressed,
isn't that kind of like expression?
Yes,
so
I
it's
know.
like, oh,
yeah,
man.
it's what we call irony. But
Man.
this is a question I have, Dick, and I don't
know,
want to get
all the boys are sad.
I don't want to get too deep into this, but so we have people telling us you can't culturally appropriate, you can't be an Indian because it's a cultural appropriation. You can't wear a red Chinese dress to your prom because you're not Asian. That's cultural appropriation. Yet the same, I don't want to say the same people, but the same mindset is you can identify. You can say I'm a black woman. You can identify a different gender.
I feel a lot of that conversation doesn't really conclude anything. Like everyone's going to be kind of saying it, and I think with the new way people communicate in the past 10, 15 years, we're just hearing more of the single minority people because they have everyone has a voice now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I really don't think it might have like a long-term impact using that kind of stuff. But I think the most practical people look at it and they're like, all right, no. Like it's gonna hit a wall when it gets to the important part of like changing the way.
So in regards to the Halloween, how do you feel with it? Some people going, oh, you can't. I'm not going to give you candy. You're dressed up like an Indian, and you're not an Indian.
I don't want to go Megyn Kelly on it, but it's like, to me, I don't really feel offended easily.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, but I think it's also you have to have some self-awareness of your decisions, and like right now, it'd be a really bad idea to dress up as a Nazi.
And you saw that story going around the guy who
and like, why would
to wear
you want to do that?
a Nazi
I
costume.
mean, outside of a
His
historical
kid, too.
reasons.
He dressed his kid up as Adolf Hitler, and that's.
So,
I think that's crossing a line.
I mean, well, it's just kind of like, well, why would you want to do that unless it's for a historical reason, or you're in a movie or something? But also, it's like maybe that's what they wanted to do. Why else would people make that kind of decision?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Well, some people, if you're given a right or you want to exercise a right, you have the same jackwad to walk into a Starbucks with an AK-47 strapped to their back because I'm constitutionally protected, where you're causing grief.
But I mean, then that's the worst decision to make because you're gonna get looked at, and when you get looked at, they're always gonna mark it down or say, oh, this guy actually has a warrant out for his arrest from 10 years ago, not paying a speeding ticket bill.
Or here's the thing: most people that walk into a Starbucks with a AK-47 strap at their back, they're clean as a whistle, warrant wise. They're exercising a right, and they have the right to do it. But just because you can do, and this is something that I think separates us from the monkeys, just because you can do something, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Every time.
Well, I mean, again, like it comes down to the individual making that decision. To me, I always do it case by case.
Absolutely.
And like the slutty, what do you call it?
Handmaid's Tale.
Like to me, that's just kind of like if that's what you want to do, you can do it. And then what it comes down to is what happens. Like kind of like that young girl from high school who wore an Asian style dress to prom, and people were trying to give her grief. It's like, again, that's where when it comes down to the serious point, most of the people going, wait a second, guys.
Well, I think that's what people are doing, because think about
this isn't that big
pardon
of a
the
deal.
words, but Halloween is the costumes are, we've had slutty nuns, slutty nurses, slutty everything, right?
Yeah.
And we're okay with that. We're okay with a slutty nun, but God forbid we have a slutty handmaid from a piece of fiction in a world that doesn't exist except on a TV series or a book. And that's the one that people feel, oh, no, you can't make fun of that.
We also talked about social media having that communication impact on people. The most recent one was The Simpsons are getting rid of Apu because of the fact that he's not voiced by a real Indian.
Yeah, Hank Azaria does his voice, I think.
So they're getting rid of him.
Yeah, right.
And then
But Hank Azaria's been doing it for, 30 years now?
Well,
literally?
what's funny about it is, if I read this correctly, the person who brought up the discussion basically suggested that they add more Indian people in the show, because they felt that when you have one Indian person who is a stereotypical convenience store clerk, that's the problem, is you're stereotyping. But then again, Simpsons...
It's a sitcom. That's what you have.
Well,
you have your archetypes.
Every person in The Simpsons is a stereotype.
Right. That's what, you have your archetypes.
That's when I saw that. I was like, the chief of police has a pig nose, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and it's called Wiggum. Like, how is that not stereotyping police? But then again, that's what's kind of funny. And now they're getting rid of the character altogether. Even though there's a couple episodes about Hartfeld where he starts his family and stuff. Like, I remember that episode, how Hartfeld, how all the kids he had and all that kind of stuff. But that's just an example of people trying to react to stuff that they don't really know the full.
But this reaction is 30 years too late.
Yeah.
That's the whole, it's like now.
Well, a good example is the kind of like the Roseanne bringing back. Like people weren't able to agree with what the new Roseanne was, because she basically wrote the old Roseanne in 2018. And people were like, no, this isn't working anymore. Like, my favorite thing to do now is to watch any movie from like 1970 to 1989. And there's so much stuff that would never fly today.
Absolutely.
Ever.
Even especially on TV. Night Court is a great example. You had John Larroquette, who won Emmy out. He won so many Emmys that he finally took his name out of the running, going, thank you, I have enough, playing a pig who would sexually harass every female. And we would laugh because it wasn't funny, but it was funny because they were showing it's like Blazing Saddles. It's showing the mirror to the piggishness of it.
Yeah.
We laughed at him because he was a dork, and you knew he was going to get his comeuppance.
But I think that's just the way people are reacting, especially with having the ability to say stuff online. Like, and that's how it gets going.
Yeah. So yeah,
Halloween costumes not a big deal to me. I mean, you can buy a giant pee-pee costume, and there's a giant male thing walking around town.
Well, okay, so compare that to the female body parts that were going on in the protest the other.
I've seen large female body parts just walking around. And I'm like, all right, this is the way it's going to be today. Like, that's just, it's really weird. It's a weird thing, especially when you get offended by stuff. But if you're going to be wearing costumes that will get a reaction, then I think you have to be able to accept your consequences of wearing, especially wearing like a Klansman outfit or something. Like, that's just, you're going to get in trouble. Someone's going to be mad about it, and
that's one thing. Yeah, you may have the right to do that, but you're not protected from responses as long as they're within reason. And as Dick, as you just pointed out, someone wants to wear a clown outfit. Yeah, you got that right, but you can't complain about, well, they're shouting me down, they're not letting me in this Chuck E. Cheese. They're not. You can't. That's where your right ends.
Yeah.
You have a right to express, but we don't have. Others don't have to. Others have a right to not have to take that expression.
Well, just word of the wise. Just don't wear stupid costumes unless you're.
Well, I don't
going to
care
a
what they
stupid
say.
Halloween
I'm
party.
going to be wearing my Slutty Handmaid's Tale outfit,
Yeah,
and you can't stop me.
I can see you doing that.
I can see me doing that too, which is really a sad commentary. Hey, so Montgomery County Sheriff's Department, they are, especially in the Woodlands, there's been a rash of people running red lights. And so for a while back, they put cops like at various intersections to get people to stop doing that. But then they realized you see a cop there, you're not going to run the light, but the second you don't see the cop, you're going to go through it. So they've got some unmarked cars. They have this new initiative going on in the Woodlands right now. So I'm encouraging you to not run a red light. I would encourage you anyways. But what they're doing is you've got the unmarked car with the camera. And if you run a red light, and that's even turning right on red without stopping, they'll get you on video and immediately send it to the other car that's around the corner or down the street, and they pull you over and give you the ticket. So word to the wise, red means stop. Something I wish they do in America.
I told you my conspiracy theory on the toll roads.
What's that?
Is if your car is expired registration
Mm-hmm.
and you go through a toll road, they get notified. They notify whoever's running the police on the road.
I hope not, because I think I may have an inspired sticker.
So I'm just letting you know. That's my conspiracy theory.
It could be. But what they do in England, which I really like, and they should do it here, lights would go from green, yellow, red, like normal. But then they would go at red, they go yellow for about 4 to 5 seconds, and then green. It's like a warning going, okay, your light's yellow, look and start getting ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that idea. They should think about it here. So,
or they shouldn't just have people drive.
There we go. Well, we'll have the self-driving cars pretty soon. Also locally, there was an incident, Shenandoah at the Twin Peaks restaurant. Have you been to the Twin Peaks?
Yeah, I've been there. Oh yeah, I've been there one time.
So it's like Hooters with flannel.
No, I always call it it's Hooters with visual overload of all the TVs they have there.
It's true. I went to one in, I think it was Dallas, and I was with my family, including my mom, so it was kind of awkward.
Awkward, really?
Well, because the short shorts. My mom's very old school and stuff. But she was,
how did you end up there?
There was a
Biker
family
rally?
gathering. And they were like, we're hungry. Let's go. That place is Twin Peaks. So we went in. But I didn't like the menu at all.
It's like typical Hooters, right?
No different. Everything had just the flavor combination I didn't like. But anyhow, at the Twin Peaks on Shenandoah, right there on 45, last night there was a shooting incident.
Oh, wow.
Man in critical condition. Apparently, this man was on a date with a woman, and the woman's ex-boyfriend got him in the parking lot and shot him. Now, the guy I think was caught. I don't think he's on the run. But the
in the parking lot. This wasn't in the store.
I believe yes. That's what the news report I read, and. He's in critical condition. Hope he gets better. But yeah, just watch out. You can just know who your date is. I think you should ask, hey, is your
carrying?
All right.
Bring one of those metal detector things.
Right. Well, speaking of which,
I'm surprised they don't have that at Twin Peaks.
Well, here's the thing. But here we go. So in Birmingham, Alabama, there's a McDonald's, and some guy kicked in the door and started shooting up the place. Just indiscriminately. And this is McDonald's. You know that this aren't old people. It's not like Luby's where you're pretty sure you're only going to get old people. This was a McDonald's. Well, there was a dad there with his teenage son who was packing.
Okay.
And fortunately, legally packing. And he engaged the bad guy. Bad guy shot, taken out. The father was injured. His son was injured in the shootout. But it looks like he's not going to be facing charges because a lot of people, no one died. A lot of people were going to get killed by this guy. So if you have a metal detector, it would have kept the dad out, who could have saved them, but it wouldn't keep out the guy who just kicks in the door and starts shooting it right away.
Well, I mean, I also think you just have a metal detector. It doesn't mean you can't say you have a permit. Yeah, here's my permit.
Beep. You just let the world know, okay, here's a man who's... my thought is I'm all for concealed carry. Open carry, I'm for it, but it's like the whole point... that kind of makes you a target. Now, you are letting the world, don't screw with me, I've got a gun. but it also makes you the target. If there's a bad guy, you're the first one that's going to be taken down.
Well, I always felt that the society's transition from the Wild West lifestyle, and then it became today. Because at one point here in Texas, it was like the norm to carry your gun.
Well, it depends. You'd have your Pasadena High School with the pickup trucks and the rifles, and there's a rifle and there's a handgun.
Yeah.
And you have
Well, I mean,
two
like
different
I'm talking about like in the 1800s, early 1800s, like.
Oh, yeah.
And then we slowly became like, oh no, we can't do that anymore. None of that, and then here we are. But Texas still has a reputation that, we do. A lot of people buy guns here, and they hunt, and they use their guns.
But it does crack me up that Texas was the 45th out of 50 states to allow open carry.
Well, I mean, again, to touch on the Halloween thing, that's another stupid thing. Like, don't be a police officer for Halloween. Because people might think you're a police officer.
Well, it depends. If you're wearing a police outfit with short shorts, then I think they're gonna assume you're not.
You think so?
Unless you,
I don't know. Maybe there's a new protocol in the
be the bike squad,
in the precinct.
the HPD bike squad.
They
with
just
the
breathe
little bicycle
better.
Shorts. That's cool. So, this is international news. Can you play like the British national "God Save the Queen"?
No.
Okay. Well, so the Jaguars, the NFL team, over in England to play a game in London.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing that flight and you're like an athlete? I would hate that.
Well, apparently to numb the pain of jet lag, they decided to go to this bar restaurant, where 4 of them racked up a $64,000 bar tab, and then they didn't want to pay it. There was like, oh, you overcharges, and there was a scuffle. A brawl broke out, and 4 of them were arrested. Hey, thanks, guys, for just showing England how cool Americans are by racking up $64,000. And because here's the thing, I was reading the British press over this. They're going, these guys make on average $5,000 a week. So between them, they can come up. If you make up $5,000 a week,
so they left the bill.
They tried to. They tried to walk out on it, saying, "No, we're not paying this gross amount." They were stopped. The punches were thrown. Cops were called. They were arrested.
Okay. Well, I mean, it happens.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. Well, they'll probably be kicked out of the NFL, right?
One would hope.
So.
And Baytown has taken upon themselves to announce to the world that they are the second local city to ban sex robot brothels. So in case you thought, after being stymied in Houston, that you could just pop over to Baytown to get a little robot nookie action, ain't going to happen. Baytown said no. Because the sex robot brothel situation in Baytown was
that's every community's biggest decision in 2018.
Right?
So.
We're inside, aren't we in City Hall? Can't we just pop down to the mayor's office and say, what's your stance on? Say, I slip him a 20, like, hey, my friend, President Hamilton here, thinks that you should allow sex robot brothels in this town.
Think of the tax revenue.
That's what I'm talking about, my young friend.
You're listening to Mornings Lone Star. We got to take our break, folks. We're broadcasting live on Facebook. We're brought to you by Jay Silberg for County Judge, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, and Conroe Coffee. You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. We'll be right back after these messages.
Putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like a $1 million trooper.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning. Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule, with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-0000. 7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Have a legal question? Are you a resident of Montgomery County? Call 281-645-6344 to talk to a volunteer attorney from the Woodlands Bar Association. We answer the phones on the first Monday of every month at 281-645-6344 from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to provide general legal information and information about legal resources to Montgomery County residents.
A Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Hey, Montgomery County and online listeners. Thank you so very much for checking out Jazzy Vibes with Soul. What? You haven't done so yet? Well, you've got to tune in. Hi, I am the host of Jazzy Vibes with Soul, Miss CeCe Holmes, and I invite you to check us out every Friday and Saturday from 7 until 9 p.m., where you will get the best in old school R&B and, of course, a little smooth jazz to make it jazzy. So tune in. That's right, tune in every Friday and Saturday right here on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM or worldwide at irlonestar.com.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
Come, let's mix where Rockefellers walk with sticks or umbrellas.
Welcome back. Mornings with Lone Star with Dick and Skippy, 1031 on the dot here at the backup studios, the temporary studios we got going inside Conroe Tower, all 6 floors of it.
Are you going to wear a slutty outfit for
you?
For
Yes.
Wednesday?
Yeah, like I said, Wednesday night, I got to be Dumbledore.
Not for the show.
Yeah, for the show, yeah. I'll be Slutty Skippy, and basically I'm wearing my costume right now.
Ooh, so no showering till Wednesday.
No, that's Skanky Skippy. There's a difference between slutty and skanky. I'm never skanky,
Thank you.
but always slutty.
I need that clarification.
Absolutely. So last night I was watching The Walking Dead.
Okay, you still watch that show?
I still watch that show.
Man. People still watch that show?
I've been a true blue supporter of it. It's
I mean,
gone through highs and lows. Every show has. I remember West Wing for about 2 seasons became very soap opera-ish, but then they got their snap. And I think that's what's been happening with the Walking Dead.
Man, it's been on for 8 years.
Yeah, 8 seasons, but technically 9 years because they're halfway through the season.
Okay, sorry.
But the last showrunner was a guy named Scott Gimple who did a decent job, but kind of made some character changes in the show that turned a lot of people off. The main character, Rick, played by Andrew Lincoln, kind of became wussy. He was totally dominated by Negan, who's the bad guy, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who's an awesome actor. And they brought in a new showrunner for this season named Angela Kang, who used to be
These
a
are
writer.
writers, right?
Well, no, the showrunner is actually oversees the whole show.
Oh, okay. Not in the show, but they oversee. They're the
show.
boss.
And she was a writer in the show, but now she oversees the whole show. They made Gimple, executive producer of something. And she's injected, I believe, a lot of fresh blood into the show. They changed the opening credits. They're kind of bringing it back to the comic book origins of it. And the big news is next week, is the last episode of Rick Grimes, who, the main character played by Andrew Lincoln. And for a while, they were very coy about he's leaving the show, but that doesn't mean anything necessarily. But then one of the actors accidentally slipped and said, it's a death. And so they're not making a secret about it. A lot of the Walking Dead deaths tend to be shocks. Like when they killed Glenn and Abraham one episode. It was all summer long, who's going to get killed? Who's going to get killed? And they kill one, and you think, oh, that's who it was. And then they turn around and kill another major beloved character right there. And no one is safe on the show. But Andrew Lincoln has been...
Do you think that's the appeal of the show? Because that's one thing I felt that this kind of show would be written for is they have a start and they have an end. But I feel like what it is now, it's almost like a reality TV show where they literally are just pulling the rug from underneath you every season just to keep you more interested. Instead of having to actually have, our goal is to show humanity surviving. No, our goal is to build these characters that you like, and at the end of the season, last 3 episodes, who's gonna die?
That's why I think they're getting back to the comic books, because they're still going and they're leaning towards, the Whisperers are coming now. In the comic book, that was like the big bad after Negan, and these are people who skin the zombies and then wear the zombie skin so they can walk amongst them. And so they're going to be the next bad guys. You've gotten hints of this other community called the Commonwealth, which has 50,000 people in it. So they're trying to build to it. However, with Andrew Lincoln gone, the main character, it's like try to have Star Trek without Kirk or Star Trek Next Generation without Picard.
Yeah.
It's not going to last long. So this could be the last season. They always said they wanted 10 seasons. I don't know if they're going to make it all the way. Lincoln's doing it right. Some people leave a show like David Caruso and it's messy, but he's like, no, let's do this right. They're really respectful of the fans. But watching last night's episode, they're setting it up to where he's not going to make this one, I don't think. It'll be interesting to see how they kill him off. And so next Monday, I'm sure I'll talk about it because it'll be the thing. I won't give any spoilers, but if you haven't seen it yet, it's on your DVR. Watch it soon because people won't be able to keep quiet about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, again, the show, I liked the first season because it was a neat concept, but you could totally tell they didn't know where they wanted to go. It started feeling like, we're changing
we gotta follow
it
the
every
comic
3
book,
episodes.
but we can't follow the comic book. And the main character, the one who's probably going to become the lead, is Norman Reedus, who plays a character named Daryl, who's not even in the comic books. They created him for the
and he's a good character. And he's a good character.
He's a great character. And so they're trying to, it's like, well, we got to stay true to the comic book, but we are not just regurgitating what the comic book does. And you're right. Sometimes you stay to the party too long. I think How I Met Your Mother stayed, was 2 seasons too long. But you even see it in how they're killing zombies now. And you hear the main zombie killer, Greg Nicotero. He's like, we've had 8 years of, stabbing one in the head. So now we got to come up with new ways to kill them. It is to keep the audience engaged.
And I hate that about shows.
But you gotta. If you just show the same thing year after year after year.
Well, a bit more of, I like how they know where they're going with it. And they're like, all right, we're going to do 5 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all we're doing. So we're going to be able to control the arc. We're going to be able to control what each, ending of each season is going to be like.
That's the British style. What they do is you get a run, it's called a series instead of a season, of either 6, 12, or 13 episodes. And no matter what, if even no one watches it, you show the whole series.
Yeah.
And then you determine if it's continued. So it's kind of self-contained. They'll try to leave a cliffhanger. But a lot of British series, they know when to leave the party. And that's why a lot of them, especially sitcoms, I remember in England, there was one called The Rise and Fall of Reginald Perrin, and it had a comedic actor named Reginald Perrin. Leonard. I can't remember the actor's name, but the whole premise of the series, he's dissatisfied with life, so he fakes his own death. He fakes his suicide. And then he comes back, he changes his appearance and comes back to the same town. And the series runs for 2 seasons, but you see that he gets back into the same groove that he was. He's remarried his wife. She thinks he's someone else, but he's got the same job. He gets the same job back, same wife back, same problems, and he realizes he was the problem, not him. So the series ends with him killing himself for real. And they tried to do an American version with Richard Mulligan. It didn't work. But a lot of British shows end with people dying. Blackadder did it every season. Blake 7, all these shows, they would have a definitive ending. And I think
The Walking Dead definitely needs that.
They could do worse things than to start looking at where we're going to end this. I don't know if they have.
They never will.
No, they'll have to, because if they end on a cliffhanger, expecting a next season, they don't get it, there will be riots. People are going to want closure.
That many people still watch this show?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I just can't believe that.
But it's like the NBC show Timeless. Did you hear about that? This was the time travel show.
Yeah.
And they got canceled after the first season and the letter writing campaign. They said, okay, we'll bring it back for a short second season. And so they ended up on another cliffhanger. And NBC's like, we canceled it. The outrage was so much that they're actually on December 20th going to show a 2-hour movie wrapping up everything. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, kind of on a cliffhanger. Fox canceled it, and NBC picked it up. You got Lucifer.
I think it's canceled again, right?
No, Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yeah, I think.
It's coming on to NBC.
Okay.
Lucifer, another one where the devil finally shows the love interest his true face. It's a shocker. Well, they canceled the show. Well, let's talk about it coming straight to Netflix now. Because people are tired of, no, you don't get to not answer our questions. And so, there would be riots if Walking Dead ended without resolution.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not into that show. I felt like they had no direction.
They have one direction.
No, I felt like they didn't have any direction. After the second season, they're like, oh, we don't really know what we're doing. But we got to keep people watching.
We're just surviving somehow. JSS. Anyhow, 10:40 on the dot here in the studios. I've gone through all my headlines.
Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll talk more about upcoming events. We only got one more segment left. So stick around. You're listening to Mornings of Lone Star, irlonestar.com, Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and of course, Facebook Live, Mornings of Lone Star. We'll be right back.
To wear a day coat, pants with stripes, and cutaway coat, perfect fits. Putting on the Ritz. Dressed up like a million.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with other treats and coffee. For more information regarding store hours and delivery in downtown Conroe, Conroe Coffee is on Facebook or by telephone at 936-266-7632.
We would like to thank Conroe Coffee for being a supporter of Lone Star Community Radio and our morning sponsor with Mornings with Lone Star.
Business office cleaning is available in the Montgomery County area from Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with scheduled cleaning services such as floor care, window care, trash collection, restroom disinfection, and stair and elevator cleaning. Clean Sweep can service a business one time or on a regular schedule, with daily, weekly, and monthly options. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning can be found online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or by calling 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-5787. 3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
What can the Better Living for Texans program do for you? You can learn how to increase your consumption of fruits and vegetables, choose foods that are relatively inexpensive and good to eat, make your food dollars last longer, prepare quick, nutritious meals, help your children learn how to eat healthier snacks, and much more. Our program is committed to helping people like you improve your health through providing research-based nutrition education in a friendly, cost-free, and relaxed environment. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
A Lone Star Community Radio is ready for the summer. If you or anyone you know is looking for summer internship opportunities, a Lone Star Community Radio is a great place to grab the mic and be on the air. A Lone Star Community Radio offers a great opportunity to those interested in learning about the radio world all year round. Be an on-air personality, talk show producer, or YouTube, TV, podcast editor. Contact the station at info@irlonestar.com or call the station's message line at 936-647-3776.
We have the safest food supply in the world. Strict laws and regulations restrict the usage of hormones, antibiotics, and pesticides within our food supply. Production agriculture practices and technologies such as the use of GMOs, which is not any more or less risky than conventional crop production, has allowed American farmers to produce more food on less acres in environmentally sound ways. Find out more online at pathtotheplate.tamu.edu. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make lives better.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion sits? Putting on the Ritz. Different types who wear a day coat, pants with stripes and cutaway coat.
All right, welcome back, Morning's Lone Star. We got 10 minutes, folks. What? I hope you guys are doing all right. We got a full lineup today on Lone Star Community Radio. It is almost Halloween, so we talked about that. Hope everyone's going to have a safe Halloween on Wednesday.
Sound off. What are you going to be as for Halloween?
I have a Roy Hobbs jersey from The Natural, and that's my go-to.
Isn't that The Natural?
It's the baseball movie.
Yeah, because in the movie,
He
he
gets shot.
hits
Yeah.
the home run and fireworks go off.
Yeah.
In reality, it didn't happen. The exact opposite happened. He died in despair and didn't hit the home run.
How do you know he died?
Look it up, Roy Hobbs. Go to Wikipedia.
Oh, you mean the actual?
Yeah, the
Oh.
actual. It's like based on a true story, except for the fact that they totally changed. It's like having Titanic where it doesn't sink.
Well, maybe it was
Speaking
supposed to
of which-
represent he was happy, but he was really dead.
There you
How
go.
about that? Can we
Speaking
look
of
at it like
which,
that?
Did you hear that the Titanic 2 they're actually going to try and build it? And
Oh, I saw
recreate-
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hopefully, it doesn't. It goes well.
So with movies coming up, because you were talking about the ticket stub earlier, so the new Terminator movie
Yeah.
is coming out. They got Linda Hamilton in it. James Cameron is back on board. He's an executive producer and creative consultant. And from what I hear, they're pretending that anything that happened after Terminator 2 didn't happen. So it's not like a reset of a reset or changing, alternate timelines like they've been doing. And if you notice, that's been happening more and more. They did that with Superman. When they brought in Brandon Ross, it was basically Superman 1 and 2 happened, and then Superman Returns in that timeline.
Well, yeah, we talked a little bit about the Halloween movies. The Halloween movie that came out, and it's basically the same character from the first one, basically. And it's funny that people never thought of this before. Because I think there's 5 Halloween movies.
Oh, yeah, 6 or 7.
Well, I meant more of just like, hey, we don't have to keep it in canon. We don't have to do it. Doesn't matter.
Because it's a reset. It just pretends, the new Halloween just
Yeah.
pretends that 1 and 2 happened, but nothing after that.
And I think that's okay. I think it's just funny they haven't been doing this before.
But isn't that kind of I don't want to say a cheat, but it's like, okay, we're not doing this. Let's just pretend these never happened.
Well, for example, Star Wars, that was kind of the big reasoning behind not doing the movies right after, Return of the Jedi, is because technically they didn't have the ability to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of the big influence when George Lucas goes, oh, we can create this army now because of the movie magic has been updated. But it would not surprise me one bit if 20 years from now, they redo 1, 2, and 3. It would not surprise me one bit.
Wow, that would. Well, unfortunately, with Disney holding the reins, I can see it.
But no, I think even the fans would be a fan of that.
I think they wouldn't mind the updates. You know how like the special edition came out, except for Guido shooting first.
Well, no, I mean, no, I think they'd be like, hey, we know how to make it tighter. We know what we did wrong with the first one. We'll still keep some of the characters.
See, I got to disagree because Solo would have done so much better then if people wanted that. No, Han Solo is Harrison Ford. Period. End of subject.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't have Han Solo in 1, 2, and 3.
Oh! You mean the bad trilogy?
Yeah.
Oh, when you're saying 1, 2, and 3, in my head, I was talking about the first three movies.
No, that's what I mean. People are okay with keeping the good stuff.
Oh yeah.
So,
I'm all for that.
Well, I mean,
those were horrible.
Well, what's crazy to me is they were saying that Sigourney Weaver is filming Avatar 5 and 6, and I'm wondering, like, James Cameron is pretty, from what I've understood, he's a very demanding director.
Yep.
And I can't imagine working on 6 movies with somebody, or I guess 5 movies.
Ask Michael Biehn.
They're doing it all in a row.
Ask Michael Biehn, who's done almost every Cameron movie.
Really?
Kyle Reese in the original Terminator. He's the.
Who was he in Avatar?
I don't think he was in Avatar. I said almost every, but no, he did multiple James Cameron movies.
Well,
and he always dies. That was the joke. He would always die in it.
Well, I mean, I just find it funny that they're already filming so many Avatar
but at
movies.
least they're not reboots and remakes. My
true.
issue with like the Halloween and the Superman reboots or Terminator, where it's like we're gonna pretend these movies didn't happen. This is gonna sound funny. After my first divorce, I got a letter from the diocese, the Catholic diocese, that said it was annulled. That basically my first wedding didn't happen in the eyes of the church.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, all evidence to the contrary. So you can't pretend it didn't happen, church. To me, it was funny, but I feel the same way about these movies. It's like we're just going to pretend that Superman's 3 through 5 didn't happen, or we're going to pretend that Terminator Genesis and Salvation didn't happen, but they did. So yeah, it's almost like you can't have it both ways.
I think you can do whatever you want.
No, you can, but
And
it's the willing suspension of disbelief.
I think people are willing to let it go, especially for Halloween, the series. And you have to have the key components involved. Like they had Jamie Lee Curtis involved, so you're good.
But she was. That's the problem. Jamie Lee Curtis was involved in Halloween H2O, which now it's not part of the timeline.
Yeah.
So you had her in.
Well, I'm saying people are willing to let go if you have the main characters involved.
You had Schwarzenegger in.
So you gotta have
Terminator.
You gotta have Schwarzenegger in Terminator, whatever the new one is.
Yeah, but he already had his big comeback in the previous one, so it's like you can't pretend it didn't exist.
I think it'll be okay.
Okay.
I think it'll be okay.
I'll watch.
Well, we got to be shutting down today's show. We do have some special guests tomorrow, so we'll be on at 9 a.m. We got Jody Schreier's coming back in talking about Hope for the Holidays, Christmas one-time on-stage fundraiser. We're going to be learning about that. And then we'll also have Jimmy Moreland in the studio. We're going to talk about some veteran stuff that's going on around town.
Cool.
And, so we're going to be talking about that. That's all tomorrow. A special thanks to our guest today, Shannon, coming in, talking about Hopeful Hearts Ministries. If you are a victim of domestic abuse or rape, there's a survivor group out there called Hopeful Hearts Ministries that helps folks out there in that situation. It is 10:51. What else is going on before we go? We got our sponsors.
Hey, be safe trick-or-treating, when you go out there. People are pretty much aware of it. Notice that all the... I remember growing up, the fateful Halloween where the kid got killed with the pixie sticks. And it caused a big panic when you found out it was his own father.
Yeah.
Pulling that. But do know that this is something interesting. All the fire stations will have, or most of them, will have x-ray machines. You take your candy to the fire station, and they'll test your candy for you, make sure it's okay. So always better be safe than sorry. Do know that a lot of the Halloween panics over the years have been, it's like the Tylenol scare. If you remember that, all of our Tylenol bottles have the caps on them and stuff. That's because a woman tried to kill her own husband. So it wasn't a big.
It always seems to be the family.
Yeah, it's always a family thing. So, but be cautious out there. Let us know what you're going to be dressing up as. Dick and I will be in costume on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
So be sure to tune in and see what we come up with.
Also, get out and vote. That's right. Early voting's going all the way to Friday, so check out mctx.org/election to
Do you
see
know that
where
there
you
are
can go
different
vote.
hours each day?
Yeah, so it's all available right there, really easy to understand. And then we have, of course, November 4th. You've been listening to Lone Star Community Radio here on irlonestar.com, Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on Facebook Live. We will be back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, so stick around. We got more stuff coming your way. I think on the air next is the weekly business hour, and then we're going to have some Conroe culture news, and then, of course, we're going to have some Nerd Thug Radio. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Morning's Lone Star.
Have you seen the well-to-do up and down Park Avenue?